We're doing a deep dive on Scale. It's a past top launch that lets you build digital employees to support your regular warm-blooded employees. Thanks to Scale for sponsoring this video. Let's dive in. Today's approach to automation is to throw a bunch of tools at the problem. So from Zapier and Tegromat for APIs to Airtable for your database. There's a lot of tools on the market, but adoption oftentimes hits the wall when people simply don't want to learn 5 different tools to do a job. Scale's approach is, rather than to learn a whole suite of automation tools, is to build a human interface for these automations inside of the tools that you already use. So you already message your teammates in Slack each day. Rather than using automation tool XYZ, how about a digital employee you can interact with inside of Slack? That's Scale's approach, and they've got a few different ways that you can get started. So they've got a few plug and play digital employees you can use right off the shelf, or you can build your own. As you can see here, they've started off with some great integrations. You'll see QuickBooks and Xero listed here. That all sounds great, but what does this actually look like? Let's take a peek at a couple of examples. Of the pre-built bots, Alex is the finance bot. It's probably the one that's going to be most relevant to our use case. Looks just like your other coworkers. You reach out to Alex to get help. So let's say hello to Alex and see what he can do. He's got a main menu, or we can just ask him what he can do. Let's ask what he can do. Accounts payable and accounts receivable functions. So Alex is pulling data from your accounting system and giving you the ability to query and manipulate it from inside of your team chat app. Let's explore accounts receivables. Okay, so we can create an invoice, send an invoice, check on the status of an existing invoice, or create a new customer. Okay, so let's say I'm on a call with a client. They've got a question about an invoice. I'm going to click on invoice status. We'll search for the customer name. Their business's name is Paper Trail. Alex is going to fetch me the details of the invoices associated with this customer. You can see Paper Trail has one open invoice for $500,000, so you can take that payment right over the phone with a credit card. Or maybe the client just wants to get a copy of it. You click send an invoice down here, enter the ID of the invoice from above, and that invoice is going to get emailed directly to the client. That's pretty cool. So when I took that call, rather than pulling up the accounting system, rather than having to have access to the system itself, I was able to quickly pull up the relevant details inside of Slack and send the invoice to the client without ever pulling up that app. All right, let's look at one more example. Here's a video of Polly, the HR bot. Let's look at a couple things that Polly can do for us. So we're chatting with Polly inside of Slack, just like we were just chatting with Alex. Polly's got an integration back to our HR tool. So let's say I'm an employee. I want to ask Polly, how much vacation do I have? All right, so I spelled it wrong and it still works. So Polly responds with my current vacation balance and a passive aggressive comment about my work-life balance. One more example with Polly. Let's say I want to change my direct deposit info. Polly's going to respond with some best practices and the forms necessary to make the change. So that's pretty cool, but you and your clients have all sorts of these fiddly little one-off scenarios, right? Maybe you use tool A for this, tool B for that. And in my experience, my clients, maybe they're just weird. They never quite fit into the off-the-shelf solution. This is where build your own makes sense, I think. So in a centralized way, you can design your own digital employees. You can toggle them on and off as needed. I'd encourage you to check out this page on the website. It walks you through the process of building a digital employee. You'll see here for Sabrina, you design work streams that are made up of tasks. Now, whether tasks are simple or linear or include branching logic, you can see here you've got triggers, actions, and outputs. Here's an example of some of the actions you can use, everything from math functions to sending email to finding specific data. And here are some outputs. So you've got graphs, narratives, third-party integrations. Right now, you can design these employees for Slack, like we saw for Microsoft Teams, Google Chat, Alexa, or even a web chat bot that you could put on your website. Now, this is pretty cool, but how do you fold this into what you do inside of an accounting firm? I myself am a big fan of productizing, and the idea of being able to build a client-facing service bot to provide support for things like fetching a secure link to a tax return, pulling HR information for employees, that sort of thing, that's pretty cool. That's something that you could build once and sell a bunch of times. So check out Scale, a really interesting take on automation, super powerful, and you're probably thinking super expensive too, right? Not really. They've got a pay-as-you-go tier where you get, Alex, for example, for only $5 per user per month. Now, I think the cool opportunity here is building client-facing bots. So that's beyond the scope of this, but definitely something to explore with the team. Reach out to the people at Scale if you would like a demo. and let them know that Launch sent you.